All right. Down the volume because I can get kind of loud. Just a little bit. Ooh, ah, just a little bit. Ooh, ah, a little bit. You're looking at my shirt. Yes, that is Bandit. Bandit from Bluey. Bandit from Bluey. He's a good old dog. He's a good old dog. Little ASMR for you, Ashmer. But I heard a door open. Gotta be real careful. Because these babies will wake up at any moment. They don't care about what we're doing. If we're trying to have fun, relaxing for a little bit, these kids will just wake right up and get the party started. Oi to the bay. These nice. All right, let's get this party started. Boop. Welcome to the show. Super excited to have everybody here today. Oh, man, we just got back from our week-long vacation. It was amazing. It was fantastic. We spent over a week out in North Carolina, the Blue Ridge Mountains, Greensboro, High Point, Durham, Raleigh. It's just all over, all over. It was beautiful. We went to I'm gonna say 7 different parks because we have the girls, 3-year-old and 1-year-old. So we were going to the different parks and having a good time, having fun. Went to some splash pads. And we live here in Houston, Texas, and being outside was wonderful for a change. Because normally, if you're outside here, it is hot and sweaty, and it can be a little rough in the middle of the day. There is no cool of the evening here in Texas, but in North Carolina, it was just beautiful all the time. Good times. Got to spend some time with my brother Johnny, and my aunt Nani, Uncle Bobby. Got to meet some new friends. A lot of fun. Played some games. I learned about game beasts and what was that other game we played? Oh, I can't remember what it was called, but it was super funny. It was like you were these different animals, and you were building a road map to try and get to from point A to point B. And you were either messing with your opponent or trying to help yourself. But if you helped yourself, you were helping your opponent. So I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. I was just there messing with everybody, being the normal blue player that I am. Hmm? Mm. I've got no latency issues, and I'm showing up on my phone right here. IDK, if you're having any issues in the stream, let me know. Because we are back. I will be streaming 2 to 3 times a week, having fun with y'all. I'm gonna push back against digital gaming more than I did before. Uh, that was me. If you heard me in the background. Yee! Sabrina's having issues. Big Bad Nerd Mom's having issues. Are you watching on Facebook or Twitch? Huh. Interesante. Oh, we'll get it figured out. If you can't see me, let me know. Let me know in the comments. If you can see me, let me know in the comments. But we had a really good time. But now that the vacation is behind us, we have just a little over 1 month until we do our 24-hour live stream. And it is looking like a doozy. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have Chris Lowell, aka Daggerath. Denth will be there as a GM for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. If you visited my Facebook page, I posted some pictures of the character that I'll be creating and I'll be talking about tonight. I'm very excited for that because I haven't played 5th edition in many moons. But we're gonna do 5th edition D&D with a horror theme to it. He'll be doing sort of like a Call of Cthulhu 5e for us. And we're having guest players along with the guest GM, so we're looking to have a lot of fun. We'll also be playing this game right here, Tiny Cthulhu. The neat little version of the Tiny D6 system we'll be playing as well. I'll be using these Tiny Cthulhu rules to run East Texas University for my wife's playgroup that I normally run our WoW RPG for. So we'll be having a lot of fun with that. I'll be playing a game of Frostgrave with my friend Sean. There are horror rules for that, so we'll be going up against that. But right now, we're going to talk about character creation. So I'm very excited because they have this awesome little... When I played Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, they did not have in that Google one D&D Beyond, and now they have this pretty epic D&D Beyond. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. So see if I can get this to go right. D&D Beyond is a web page, web browser. They have an app for it. I have a little bit of trouble with the app. I'm still trying to learn how to navigate through it, but it's amazing. This is my character sheet. It has everything I need as far as my abilities. I built the character all the way through 12th level. I named him right there, Jericho Rockrib. He's going to be a monk. They give you options on this bad boy. So if I wanted to look at his different types of abilities, it'll bring up all of his spells. And this app is absolutely free. You can build very basic characters on here, all the way up through like the generic free handbook stuff that they give out. You can buy supplements for it, just like you would the normal D&D. You can buy the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide and Xanthar's Guide for Everything, and all those other books that are out already for D&D. They have them in a digital format on here. But if you're just getting into it, it's got free stuff in there for you to learn how to make characters. Very simple. that you can't mess anything up. Um, and I found it to be incredibly useful, um, going back and forth and trying to get everything perfect for my character. So I'm going to talk to you about the character that I wanted to build and how I built it out from there. Um, so when I'm making characters, I don't think about classes like right off the bat. I like to think of an idea of what I want to do, of a goal that I want to accomplish with my character. Um, I find a lot of the times it's easier for me to role play um, into a class than to get a class and try and make my character around what the class does. So I'll just start from the very top and think, all right, what do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? How do I want to have fun with this character? And that's what every RPG should be about, is you having fun. Um, I can't think of a single dungeon master or experienced player that would tell you otherwise. There are different ways to play tabletop role-playing games. I mean, there's certainly ways to minimize and maximize your character. There's a way to play the strengths of character classes, or um, even rolling a random character and playing with that. That can be a lot of fun and a very good learning experience. But for the purpose of this stream, we'll be going over how I made Jericho Rockrib. Um, so the first thing I thought about is we're playing in a game in a homebrew world. So I had to learn a little bit about the homebrew world and what's going on, what's happening in the world, and what my character could possibly do while I'm there. Um, so when I was building the character out, fleshing him out, I was thinking to myself, so what do I want to do? Because I've been playing for over 20 years now. I've made hundreds of characters. I have characters just in the back of my brain that will probably never get made. They're just ideas. Sometimes I throw them out for friends. But I decided that I've never played a hunter of any type, and so I wanted to be sort of like a trophy hunter. So I started thinking of all the different different types of hunters, great hunters that you think like Theodore Roosevelt was a great hunter. He would go out hunt mighty beasts. Very smart man. I thought about Craven the Hunter from Spider-Man, and I really like the idea of this man that's just hunting things for sport. Like that's what he does. He enjoys going out and you know collecting all these trophies and accolades and things that he's done, becoming the greatest hunter. And I was like, I want to play something like that. I want to play somebody that's not in it for the money, somebody that's not in it for the greater fame. He's doing it to prove something to himself, that he has it in him to be this hunter, to be the best. And so I said, all right, let's go with a Craven the Hunter s thing. So that's what popped into my head, was Craven the Hunter. And if you've never seen Craven the Hunter from Spider-Man, he's just sort of like this really well built man. Wears a vest, like a furry lion skin vest, with the mane still attached to the outside. Um, he's very mobile. He's very agile. And so I was thinking about that. I was like, all right, my trophy hunter didn't start off as a trophy hunter. I wanted him to be something different. I wanted him to be, he was a pit fighter. I started to think about all the different pit fighters or MMA fighters that I can think about, and I wound up thinking of Kamal from Magic the Gathering. Um, Years ago, when they were on Dominaria, however they pronounce it, they had this pit fighter named Kamal, and he was just this angry red character, red winds, fire, damage, just assault, assault, assault. Um, I was like, he started out as a pit fighter and then worked his way into becoming a druid of Crosia. And so the Fist of Crosia is what they called him. And so he learned to tame that anger and use it to his advantage. And I was like, all right. So Jericho, my character's name is Jericho. I don't know how I picked up Jericho. I was probably watching an episode of AEW, and Chris Jericho was on there, and I was like, oh, Jericho trained for years in pit fighting, and he worked his way up, uh, being a slave into being an actual wanted pit fighter and a trophy prize fighter, and then realized that he was very good at what he was doing. He doesn't use weapons. He just uses his hands and whatever he had readily available to him. So it made me think of, again, picking up different influences from different other characters. Cody from Street Fighter, or Cody from Final Fight. Um, I think it's or Street Rage. Cody from Street Rage. One of those games. Cody from, I know him as Cody from Street Fighter. He comes out and he's got like convict clothes on. He's wearing those black and white striped coveralls, and he's in the game. He has his hands handcuffed together, so that's how he fights. Short distance, he has to move both hands. He's got the ability to move, like his legs aren't chained, but his hands are always closed, so he fights like that. So I thought, all right, that's why I want Jericho to be. I want Jericho to be. He was a pit fighter, so he keeps real close to himself, and he's a grappler. He'll get close to something and lock onto it. So all right, I've built this character in my brain. He is a ex-pit fighter. This become a trophy hunter, a well-known trophy hunter, prize fighter, and he doesn't do it for the money. He does it for the accolades. He wants to prove to himself that he can do these things. And he's moved on from from fighting people. He's decimated hundreds of men and women, fighters, warriors, in the pits, and he no longer fights people for money in the pit. You know, if he's sent after a dangerous criminal, or if there is a particularly powerful character, he'll gravitate towards going towards those characters to capture, or to end them. And that would be his fire. That's what the character's banking off of. So I was like, all right, that's what I want. I want Jericho to be this prize fighter, trophy hunter that's after fame, to prove to himself that, yeah, he can do it. He can capture these things. But he's fought so many people that he's starting to take those odd jobs for like manticores or chimeras or different things like that, where you normally wouldn't go in barehanded against something like that. But he's trained himself, and he's trained his body to the point of where he has a very good resiliency to damage, and he's not afraid to get in there and in close quarters slug it out. So in 5th edition, I had to think, what were my options for how do I want to build out this character? How do I want to make what I've created in my mind and put that onto paper? So I looked over the different classes. I knew I wanted to be a human, because I'm pretty much going to play myself. Like, the character's going to look like me. He's going to have some of my mannerisms. I'm going to be a little bit more outlandish than I normally am, which is going to be a lot. But I wanted him to be human, and I wanted him to be something that wasn't me, which is very nimble. So what were my options? So I didn't want to be a fighter. A fighter seemed too simple. And I believe they rely more on weapons, like a barbarian. Fighter and barbarian rely heavily on weapons. If I want to grapple, like I said, then I'd have to pick something to that extent that I thought, well, let's look into the monk. Now, the monk doesn't use strength. He uses dexterity and wisdom for his sort of things. And I was like, oh, that makes a little bit of sense. Jericho has gathered all these different experiences fighting humans and fighting different monsters. So he'd be wise on what would be the best tactics to handle mythical creatures or otherworldly beings. So I started flipping through the monks selection, and years ago I made a monk character that I role played as a luchador. And I had a lot of fun with it. I was basically Macho Man Randy Savage, and I did the voice, and I'd have cute little punchlines that I throw out every once in a while. And I was like, oh, I'll do the same build because that build was a lot of fun. But for this particular charity stream, we're going to be starting off at level 12. So our characters are already leveled up. And I was like, let's do this. I want to do this. I start at level 12, I get a lot more movement. I can run on walls. I can run on water. I immediately start with magical weapons. My fists, my unarmed strikes are considered magic weapons for getting through resiliencies, immunities, and dealing damage. Okay. That'd be extremely beneficial when trying to hunt magical creatures or creatures that normally wouldn't be able to be attacked or hit by non-magical sources. All right, that's good. And the monks just get that. Boop. Another thing too that I thought was really cool was that at level 12, the monk gets, pull it up real quick. The monk gets skills, actions, features, and traits. Slow fall, so I take less damage when I'm falling. Wholeness of body. I can heal myself once a day after a long rest or before I have to take a long rest, but I can heal myself. So if I start to take a lot of damage from being in combat a lot, I can just sort of psych myself up and heal myself. Stillness of mind. I can shake being charmed or frightened, and it's just an action for me to do that. No key points or anything. Something that I thought fit really well into my character was purity of body. So it doesn't say, at 10th level. At 10th level, your mastery of ki flowing through you makes you immune to disease and poison. So in my head, Jericho isn't messing with ki to his knowledge. It's just his experience of being able to fight with a heightened sense of his abilities. All right. So fighting all these monsters and fighting all these different people that have come after him, his body has gained immunity to disease and poison. So I thought that was really cool. That's a really interesting take on that. And I wanted to do that. And then he has tranquility. So it made me think of back to Kraven the Hunter. I mean, this guy would go out and he was the greatest hunter of all. And he would hunt all different types of creatures, humans, superheroes. He was hunting Spider-Man. This guy was hunting Spider-Man and was putting the boots to him, like giving it to him. So I thought that's a really cool idea to sort of play on, was he's able to just sort of calm himself and think rationally in crazy situations. That's what I wanted my character Jericho Rockrib to do. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. I wanted Jericho to have the ability to calm himself, to think, all right, I'm not in any danger. Let me think these things through. What can I do? And so that was the monk's tranquility ability. Perfect fit. So doing the research, looking into the different character classes, I decided to go against barbarian, against fighter, and to pick up monk because I think that fits the character more. And I don't feel like I'm going to abuse the monk's attacks, except that because Jericho is a seasoned pit fighter, a seasoned prize fighter, a seasoned trophy hunter. I went ahead and since he's human, I took my feat at the beginning to be tavern brawler because I've always thought that was the most fun feat I've ever seen. And if you're unfamiliar with tavern brawler, feats, tavern brawler, on the player handbook, page 170. Accustomed to rough and tumble fighting using whatever weapons happen to be at hand, you gain the following benefits. Increase your strength or constitution score by 1 to a maximum of 20. I did constitution because I'm not going to put too many points into strength. You are proficient with improvised weapons. This is going to come in handy later. I'll tell you why. Your unarmed strikes use a D4 for damage, which as a monk, it scales up. Like at level 12, I'm using a D8. I'm using a D8 plus my dexterity modifier plus 3. So I'm always dealing at least 4 points of damage. I could deal potentially 11 points of damage. And if I do everything right, I can pull off 4 attacks per turn. But I really only want to pull off 3 attacks. And then for my last attack, I want to grapple and pin my opponent. So that my teammates can have, when you grapple something and you pin it, it's considered to be knocked prone. And I want them to have that free attack on them so that they gain advantage on attacking it. Yeah. I also took, outside of Tavern Brawler, Grappler, which gives me advantages on grapple attacks. So I'm beefing that up in that sense. So I thought that was a lot of fun, cool idea. Building the character was a lot of fun. I haven't played 5th edition in several years simply because I grew tired of it. Looking at it now, it's not nearly as crunchy as I remember it being. I don't know why I thought it was so. There were so many things I had to worry about, and so many. I really honestly believe that it is this D&D Beyond app that has made everything a whole lot easier for me to just sort of look at and go through. You want to make a character? Boom, make your character. You want to check out your stats and abilities? Stats and abilities. Right? Everything right there in the palm of your hand. I don't have to carry, I mean, I'm going to have a character sheet for him, but my character sheet is right here. Has all my hit points. Oop, did I get hit? Yes, take a few hit points. Oh no. Oh, get it. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Oh, baby. Can you hear me now? Okay, there you go. So this D&D Beyond is a fantastic tool, which I'm glad that they have out now because it makes, I mean, the guy who's running the game for me sent me this link so that I could build a character. I already had D&D Beyond on my phone, but I didn't have any of the extra stuff. He has all the extra stuff. He has all the books, all the homebrew stuff, all the bells and whistles. And so when I was making my character, I was like, "Oh, let me check this out. Let me check this out. Let me check this out." And so I could tweak the character a little bit more, but I really, really honestly feel that going this route was the best way for me to accomplish the actual character that I wanted to build. It's much closer to my idea of what my character Jericho Rockrib would actually be like in the game. You know, he's not overpowered. I don't feel like he's overpowered. I don't feel like I min-maxed everything. I mean, I don't have 18s in my stats right off the bat. I feel like I balanced the character as well as possible because he's not dumb, he's not sickly, he's not extraordinarily strong, but he's very smart. He's got a lot of experience under his belts, and because of his physicality, he can do these things, which is a lot of fun. After building this Jericho Rockrib and D&D Beyond, it's actually given me a lot of really good ideas on how to help Lulu make her first character. Lulu's my daughter. She's 3 years old, but she's expressed several times that she wants to play Dice and Monsters. She knows exactly what Dungeons and Dragons is, without knowing exactly what Dungeons and Dragons is. We play a very watered down version of Dungeons and Dragons where I just have her roll a d6, and on a 5 or a 6, whatever she wants to do, she can do. If she wants to hit monsters, she's got to roll for it. If she wants to move, she has to roll for it. That way she knows that there are chances that she might not be able to do what she wants to do. Which is a little hard with the 3-year-old, but she took to it. Like she understands. She knows what's going on. And so I was able to captivate her attention just for a little bit, and it worked. Playing a role-playing game with a 3-year-old does work, and I plan on helping her create her first character here in the next couple of weeks. I also have a friend, Alley She's in the stream a majority of the time, and Allie is a good friend of mine and Sabrina's, who will be playing with us in our East Texas University game, which I'm very excited about, which will be her first foray into an RPG, tabletop RPG. With tabletop RPGs, I feel like it's important to make sure that everybody is comfortable playing, everybody's having a good time, and you're playing something that you actually want to play. Unfortunately for Allie, I just sort of roped her into it because we needed another player for the group. But I really feel like she would enjoy something a little bit different. We've been getting her into different board games, and she's even talked about playing other mobile games, phone games. Like I got her into Disney Sorcerer's Arena a couple of years back. She seemed to enjoy that, so I feel like she trusts me enough to play the game, to try it out, and I'm fairly sure she's gonna have a good time, because playing a role-playing game is about letting loose, having fun, and doing something different, right? I'm not a trophy hunter, a prize fighter, an ex-pit fighter, even though in my mind I feel like I am. But I think it'll be a good experience to play this Jericho Rock Rib for the first time ever, and be a prize fighter. I'm still debating on whether I want to play him like a professional wrestler, like maybe maybe like Macho Man Randy Savage, just simply because I love the idea of me just talking with my hands and being all kinds of crazy. But then I also thought maybe I'd like to play him sort of like a crocodile hunter. Oh, crikey, mate. Oh, look at that chimera. She's a beaut. I'm going to take her down with my hands. All right. Hold me belt. I'll be right back. Like, I'm still debating on how I'm going to play the character. Like, I've got the idea. I've got his background and all that kind of stuff. But am I going to do an accent? Am I going to be over the top crazy? Because I don't get to play often. I do not get to play often in RPGs. And so when my friend Chris volunteered to run the session, I was like, yes, you can run the session. Yes, we will have it be a big part of the stream. Chris wants to do it early in the morning, so his session will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., a 6-hour session with like a 30-minute intermission for us to eat. And we're going to have a good old time. I'm super excited for that. We have 2 of the 5 slots taken up, so if you want to play, go to my Facebook page and check us out. We still have room for people to play. It is in person. Oh, hey Chris, hey Greg, hey Kate, hey Craig. Thanks for checking me out. I just opened up my Facebook and people are there. Hey. I still have room for people to play in the D&D 5th edition game. There's no more room in our East Texas University game, and I believe we're going to have room in our Call of Cthulhu game, but I have to get with my storyteller for that one. See if we're still rolling with that, or if I'm going to do something a little bit different. But I'm very excited for that. What's next on the agenda? My RPG, Lunaria. So, if you've been following the stream for over the past year, I've been developing my own setting, not an actual RPG, but a setting for an RPG. And at first, I was going to do it through strictly Savage Worlds. I love Savage Worlds. It is a great system. It is exactly as it is promoted, as fast, furious, and fun. And that's what I really wanted my RPG to take a hold of. I didn't want to get bogged down with a lot of dice rolls. I don't want to get bogged down with a lot of number crunching. I just want people to jump in, have fun, explore, and have fun with their friends. That's really what I wanted with Lunaria. Um, and right when I was about to release Lunaria, had almost everything ready. They came out with a new edition of Savage Worlds, and it rocked me. I was like, oh, it wasn't great big major changes, but there were several things that they took out, streamlined, made easier, which was fantastic. But that meant that I'd have to tweak my RPG as well. And we were just about to have our first daughter, Lulu, when that happened, and it just sort of took a backseat after that. And so I'd slowly work on it, and I had the editing done, and I had page layouts. I'm still getting art in so that I can fill the book up with beautiful pieces of art. Which, if you've gone to my Facebook page, I have the art. I have a couple of the pieces of art up. And once I get my summer bonus, yeah, I'll be paying for more art for the RPG and for some other fun things that I want to do with characters and things like that for me, my wife, Lulu, the group that I run for our World of Warcraft RPG. But I'm very excited about that, and I can't wait to show everybody what's coming out next, which I'm very excited. I was able to contact my original artist from Russia, Otaku-kun, who is an amazing artist. She has a very unique art style that I liked very much. If you've ever played Secret of Evermore, that game is just a huge influence on me, and the artwork from the original game is something that I really wanted to have. And it took forever for me to find somebody that could actually get close to that look, and she's got it. She's got the look. She's got the feel. When I see her art, it takes me back this huge wave of nostalgia, and I can't wait to show y'all guys. I just released the Weeping Woods picture on Facebook. Posted it a couple of hours ago as I got off of work to let everybody know that I was streaming tonight. And that is one of the major pieces of art that I commissioned that I'm just in love with. Like, I want to blow it up, and I want to put it right here on my wall. So I plan on doing that eventually. I've got a bunch of little pieces of art that I really can't wait to come out. I've got to pay for them so that I can get them. That I think everybody's going to really like. That are going to be really cool little Big Bad Nerd Dad staples of the stream, and stickers, hats, shirts that I'm going to be putting out and giving away. I also have a gift. I bought a pixelated version of myself. He'll be in the bottom corner here pretty soon. And then, like, if anybody likes the stream or donates money, there's usually this little zombie right here where my face is. There's usually a zombie right there where my face is, and he's like running, and it says, "Big Bad Nerd Mom donated $50," or "Alley oop, like the stream." I wanted to do something for myself, so I was able to find this person on Etsy. Pixel Portraits is the name of the Etsy store. Pixel Portraits. They $12. It was $12 to get the little pixelated person of myself, and they showed up, made me this little pixelated Big Bad Nerd Dad with his vest and hat, giving a thumbs up, and then there's an animated GIF where he's just sort of rocking back and forth, super happy. So that'll be the new animated GIF that I have coming up here pretty soon. And so I'm very excited about that and all the different things that are going to be coming out within the next couple of months. Again, it's just money. Money's the issue. I don't want to be a Twitch partner. I don't want to do Facebook gaming. I just want this to get out to as many people as possible, so they know that gaming is accessible. It's fun. It's easy to do, and anybody can do it. Gaming saved my life, and I think it can save a lot of other people's lives. Oh, I lost a dice. That being said, I have quite a few new games that I have on the chopping block, and I really can't wait. We have a game night coming up this Friday night. Me, Big Bad Nerd Mom, and several of our friends and family will be coming over to try out some of these new games that we've picked up. The one game that I'm super excited about, I took the plastic off and I read the rule books, but I haven't gone through all the little products. I wanted to do that on stream. This game is made by Restoration Games and Mondo Games. And it originally was made with the intention to put out Star Wars only characters for I think it was called Star Wars Duels or something. It's really neat, but the game didn't do well, or I guess they just didn't come out with enough product fast enough, or it was made in a time when people weren't board gaming as much as they are now. Board gaming has become a huge thing all across the world, and so now more people are getting into tabletop board games, and this game is something that I think everybody's gonna like. It's amazing. Uh, I was able to pick this up in a trade, brand new. It's a game called Unmatched. Oop, Unmatched right here. The set that I got is called Battle of Legends, Volume 1, because Volume 2 is about to come out. Go ahead and switch to view. So, with Unmatched Battle of Legends, down on the table. It comes with four different characters. So you're going to get King Arthur, King Arthur, Medusa, Alice in Wonderland, and Sinbad. So all these characters are, I forget what they call them. There's no license for them. You can just use Alice in Wonderland. You can just use Sinbad the Sailor. Anybody can use these characters, and they won't get reprimanded by Disney or Warner Brothers. I don't know. Some other big people that own all the different characters. So they came out with this box of Legends, and it is really neat because it comes with a rules insert. I love their tagline. In battle, there are no equals. Unmatched. You get this nice little playboard, and it's not very big. Like that's your arena. That's where you fight. And this is for a four person game. So you can play it 1v1, 1v1v1, 1v1v1v1. You can play it in teams, 2 versus 2. Or if you're getting real cocky, you can play it 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3. The board is double-sided. Beautiful work. They have these little, like, I don't think you can see it real well, but there's ladders and other things around the edges. There's a grappling hook. Like somebody's legitimately sneaking in. And for this, I feel like this is the like there's the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland, and there's the White Queen. I feel like this is the White Queen's destroyed empire, because it's a crumbly castle. There's a like really neat looking topiaries in the middle, and then on the other side, like this is obviously Sinbad's ship, Sinbad the Sailor. The ship, like gold and other kinds of stuff. And then over here, it looks sort of like I can't remember the word for it. I think it's called Aquapolis, Agropolis, Metropolis. Well, whatever those Greek places are where Medusa would hang out. And there's this little dude right here. Right here. That's been turned to stone and his head got knocked off. I thought that was so cool. Just the little details in it. Like I said, I just popped this open. They have these really cool little health dials, which I will assemble eventually. Switch the view. So each character, let's start with King Arthur. Each character, like the miniatures are nice. They're very nice looking miniatures. They come pre-washed, like they're a natural gray, and it looks like they just hit it with black ink to sort of bring out the details, which I like. I think it looks very nice, very subtle. Instead of just having a gray miniature in there, they got that. Each character comes with a 31 card deck, and that 31 card deck is how you do anything. How you attack, it's how you defend, it's your special abilities. And you, like each turn at the beginning of the game, you draw 5 cards. That's what you're able to do. Whenever you move, you get to draw a card. Sorry, you get to draw a card. And then if you get close enough to your opponent, you can attack them. You have to be in their zone, or you have to be adjacent to them to attack. And it's really neat. King Arthur is supposed to be the most basic of the characters. He adds nothing really different. And all the major characters, so there's King Arthur, Medusa, Alice in Wonderland, and Sinbad. Each of them, except for each of them comes with like a sidekick. So King Arthur comes with Merlin. Alice in Wonderland comes with the Jabberwock. Medusa comes with the Harpies, or the Furies. They're not Harpies, they're the Furies. And then Sinbad comes with the Porter, which I'm guessing is like a. I never read the book, but I'm guessing that's like somebody that's in charge of the ship for him. And the tokens that they came with are really neat too, because they're not just like these health dials are just little cardboard health dials, right? These tokens are. Can you hear me now? Can you hear that? They're hard. They're hard plastic. They're hard plastic pieces all the way through. And so, like, Medusa gets 3 of the Furies. Alice gets the Jabberwock. King Arthur gets Merlin. And Sinbad gets the Porter. That's another thing too, is look how nice this box insert is. Like, I'm gonna sleeve the cards, and the cards are gonna fit perfectly in these little recesses. Miniatures have a perfect place to fit. I might get one little small piece of foam to go across the top to keep anything from shuffling or moving. But boop, everything has its place. Everything fits perfect. So over the next couple of days, I'll be. Oh, and then those health dials, they don't just go in there. They've got places in the decks for them, so they fit perfectly in there. Oh, Medusa only has characters with 1 hit point each. She has a single dial placement. Sinbad the Sailor has the Porter and himself. It's just a little bit more recessed, and you get the 1 dial for the Porter, smaller, and then the larger dial for Sinbad. Excellent work, Mondo and Restoration Games. So I have the basic set, the Battle of Legends. I was looking through all the different things. I still need to play the game to get the 100% sure that I'm going to like it, but I've seen other people play it, and it just looks like so much fun. My buddy Joe told me about it and was like, hey, you should look into this game. It's definitely something that we could play, because eventually me and Joe will be doing Friday night fights. Well, we're going to play 1v1 games. like Frostgrave, Unmatched, Dice Throne, Pixel Tactics, Exceed, different games like that, and have fun just because we're guys and it's going to be like our guys' night out thing while my wife and his wife hang out and do girls' night out, arts and crafts, which sounds fun too. With the cat? Our cat's snoring like a. Anyway, so I will be going through all the different characters over the next couple of weeks on different streams. Um, but I got the core box. Comes with Medusa, King Arthur, Alice, and Sinbad. There's another box of 4 characters called Cobble and Fog, which has like I think other unlicensed characters, like Sherlock Holmes, the Invisible Man, Dracula, and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So it's got like this London theme, right? Which that's the one that Joe has, and it looks pretty cool. I really want to play the Invisible Man. Um, they have 2 other not solo boxes, there's 2 other solo boxes out. There's a Bruce Lee solo box, so you can get a Bruce Lee character and play with him. And then they have a Deadpool, which is one of the licensed characters that they have. I guess along with Bruce Lee, they use his likeness, so he's got to be a licensed character. But they have a Deadpool character out, and the Deadpool is a neat looking miniature, but the deck is very unique because every single card is different. Even though some of the cards are the exact same card, like they have the exact same name, it does the exact same thing. Each card is drawn and looks differently. So I thought that was very unique and a very good way to portray Deadpool. I really like the thematic of it. Um, Bruce Lee. Oh, and then there's 2 boxes with 2 characters each. One of the boxes is Little Red Riding Hood versus Beowulf. Right? Look at these literary characters. Okay, okay. And then the other one is Robin Hood versus Bigfoot. I mean, they can pull so many different characters from wherever they want. And they just recently announced, like within the past 2 weeks, they just announced that they're coming out with another one of these 4-player boxes. And it's going to be this is Battle of Legends Volume 1. Battle of Legends Volume 2 is going to be, oh gosh, here we go. The Monkey King. He's got an actual name, but that's how I remember him. The Monkey King. There's this. It looks like a Indian and not like Eastern Indian warrior princess. I can't remember her name. I'll look it up for the next time I do this. So there's the Monkey King, the warrior princess. Can't remember who the third character is, but the last character was the one that threw me for a loop, where I was like, they're gonna throw anything in this game. It got me really excited, and that's Bloody Mary, the urban legend. Bloody Mary, and the miniature is so cool looking. It's like a shattered mirror, a large looking mirror, like wall mirror, and it's shattered, and she's sort of coming through it, but the pieces of the mirror are broken and at different angles, and so like a hand's reaching out from one place, and her head is coming out of another, and she's screaming, and then like a leg and some of her dress is flowing out from another piece of it. I thought, oh man, that is such a cool miniature. That was such a cool idea. Um, I really can't wait to see where this game goes because the first set that ever came out was in 2019. So the game's only 2 years old. They have a ton of different characters. I forgot the other 4-player box set, and it's one that I really want to get. They have a Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so that's another one of their licensed one. But it's got Spike, it's got Angel, it's got Buffy, and it's got Willow. And so Buffy apparently can take different uh, sidekicks. But I mean, I loved watching Buffy growing up. I think me and Sabrina watched Buffy we watched through the season together a couple years ago. Pretty sure we did. Yeah. We watched through Buffy and Angel, and we had a good time doing that together. And so I'm very excited to see where that goes. And they unmatched the game itself. The creators also announced that they are doing a huge summer tournament starting like in 2 weeks. I think registration may already be filled, but if you want to try and give it a shot, they'll be playing on Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia. So that'll be a lot of fun. Again, I'm trying to stay away from digital gaming. I really want to stick to board gaming. But something else that's really cool is they announced that they're doing digital versions, like not just on your PC. They're coming out with the mobile version. They're coming out with the Steam version uh, of the game to help promote it, sell more characters, get more word out about the game, because it's a really neat looking game. It's miniatures and cards and making sure that your risk rewards are good. Um, all of the characters look very well balanced. Uh, I think there's only a couple of complaints about Dracula being overpowered, and I think it was Little Red Riding Hood being overpowered. One of those two. Medusa. Medusa was overpowered one, but I forgot about another set. They have a Jurassic Park set where you play as either Engine, the Raptor Wrangler, or as actual raptors. You play as a horde of raptors, so 3 raptors, which I thought was kind of cool. It's pretty neat, right? But they also announced that they're coming out with another Jurassic Park, which is supposed to be T-Rex versus Grant, which there's only 2 giant characters in this game, Bigfoot, and then Alice in Wonderland can turn tiny or big. So that's a really neat thing that they're going to start exploring with the different characters. And the community for it is fantastic. The community is talking about doing custom characters, and they play against each other with their custom characters. I am creating a custom character with an unlicensed character because I would really like to see if I can get it pushed out and people will actually play with it. I'm not going to say who it is because they haven't even scratched him yet. If you go to their community Discord and look through all the different decks, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of characters that they've already made, but the character that I'm thinking of hasn't been made yet. In fact, nobody's talked about it. And so I think that gives me a good opportunity to do something that hasn't been done yet. But I'll be talking about that more in future streams. So Unmatched is getting real big. I'm still working on Pixel Tactics. We're still working on Marvel United. I am literally waiting to trade my friend Greg Webster my Wasp from this game for his Venom. I only want to play Venom. That's just how I roll. I want to play Venom. That's all I want. And hopefully sometime this year, I will finish assembling my Infinity Ariadne werewolf army. Gotta at least try. So many people gave me things, and I really want to do it. But aside from that, I want to thank everybody for giving me a watch. Had a really good time talking about stream, character creation, all the different games we'll be playing, Lunaria. Give me a follow here on Twitch. Give me a follow on Facebook. Give me a follow on YouTube. And keep your eyes on my Facebook because that's where I post the majority of my things. I stream 2 to 3 times a week, or I try to stream 2 to 3 times a week. I'm going to try and make that regular from here on out. Like I really want to make sure that I'm doing that because I have a lot of fun when I do this, talking with different people and talking about the gaming that I love. And then once Lunaria starts rolling out and we start playing more RPGs, I know that we'll be streaming a lot of that as well. So thank you very much for your time.